Hey guys, and welcome back to another gold making video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you the best AOE gold farming spots in Season of Discovery. Before we get into it, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone that has picked up a copy of the Season of Discovery Gold Guide. It really means a lot, so big thank you to you guys. Now, let's get right into this. So first of all, I'm going to be showing you the build that you're going to want to run while doing AOE farming as a mage. Now, you can also do AOE farming on a paladin, kinda on a hunter, and a couple other classes. You can do it alright, but mage will definitely be the best for farming gold, doing AOE farms. So the spec that we're going to be going for is Arcane, and we're going to be using the new talents that has came in Season of Discovery. So you will need 3 different runes to actually be able to do this efficiently. The runes are Living Bomb, Living Flame, and then also Regeneration. Now these pair together really well. Now there has been a slight nerf on the healing from your Arcane Explosion, so you really have to play around Living Bomb. Living Bomb is going to be the majority of the healing done with Regeneration, but your Explosion, Arcane Explosions also is going to add a little bit of healing on top of that. You obviously want to have Arcane so you can get clear cast. This will save a lot of mana. And then your Temporal Beacon, this is what is going to allow you to actually heal. So this is really important. And the 2 healing abilities are going to be Living Flame and then also your Arcane Explosion. So you pretty much want to have this set up right here. Now these runes are very easy to get. If you're having trouble finding out where they are, I'll link down below in the description box to the Wowhead page for the guides that actually show you how to get these 3 runes. So it's very easy to get these ones. You don't have to do anything too special to actually get your hands on these 3 runes. So anyone can go out there. It only takes like 10-20 minutes and you'll have all 3 of these runes very easily. So this is the spec like I showed before that we want to go into. Now the last 2 points, you could put them over in Frost so you have a bit more frost, like less frost and fire resistance, or you can throw it into Arcane Focus. Either one works really well. It's all up to you. You could even throw it into Improved Wand, so your wand hits a bit heavier. But this build that I've got on the screen right now works really well. So let's get off and start off into the farms. Now you're going to want to be at least level 12 before you start AOE farming, especially AOE farming to actually make gold. And I'm going to be showing you the first spot right now. So like I said, I would recommend being at least level 12 plus to actually start doing this farm. Now you can do all these farms at any level, even at 25, depending on which ones have, like, say if one of them has a bunch of people. But where the location is for the first one is right here in Red Ridge Mountains, right down the bottom part right here. And like I mentioned, you want to be at least level 12 before coming here and doing this farm. Now what you're going to be getting from these guys is a bunch of cloths. You're also going to be getting raw gold, and you're also going to be getting BOEs that you can sell straight on the auction house. And obviously a bunch of people are leveling up at the moment still, so the BOEs are actually selling pretty well. Now another thing you could do with the BOEs, if they're not selling for too much, the Pacific one on the auction house, what you can do is you can disenchant them and sell the disenchanted materials up on the auction house, and they sell very quickly, and sometimes they're worth more than what you can actually get for the item, the BOE item that you get. Or you could just straight up vendor them, but personally I've been selling them on the auction house, and because there's so many people leveling up, like leveling up still and leveling alts at the moment, the BOEs are selling really well. Now you can get some really good ones from here that are worth a lot of gold, so you want to just keep an eye out and make sure that you're not selling them for too cheap if you get your hands on some good ones. Now with this farm, this chest spawns pretty regularly, and if you're going to be spending a decent amount of time at this farm, I would highly recommend just checking behind this tree and making sure that the chest is not up. So the next farm, you want to be at least level 16 plus. Now this is a really good one, and I stayed here for like, I think I was like level 15 or 16 all the way up to like level 20. This is a really good spot to actually level, and you can make some really good gold. You're going to get a bunch of wool from here, and obviously other cloths, a bunch of BOEs, and also there's a chest or 2 locations at this one. So this is in West 4, right down the bottom part. What I really like about this farm is that you can do some pretty big pulls and they're all grouped together. They can have like 5 to 6 mobs in each group. So it's really good to actually use this build on this certain location. It works extremely well, and you'll get healed up a lot by your living flame because there are so many mobs. They don't hit too much either, but as you can see, there's camps of mobs and they're around like level 16 to 18, so they're not very high level, and it's a good spot to actually level up. The only downside, in some of the camps they do have a caster, as you can see. So what you want to do when there's a caster is that you want to pull all the melee mobs to the caster and then just do your AOE on top of the caster, because you won't have CS yet. So I think that's what level is that? Level 25 even. So you won't have counterspell. So you definitely want to pull everything on top of the casters and then AOE them down on top of there. They can like pull, like they run away and they can pull some other mobs. That's another thing about this farm that you need to be careful for. So if you have a Nova, when they all start to run, you can throw that down and just make sure that they all stay in the group. But once you start doing enough damage with your Arcane Explosion, you'll be able to kill them before they run and move out of your location. But as you can see, if you get a layer where there's not many people on here, you can actually get a lot of kills very quickly at this farm because of how many there are. There's a bunch of different camps. There's like 8 to 10 different camps that are just filled of mobs, and there's a few patrolling around the outside, so you can actually get some really big pulls on this one, and I really enjoyed doing this farm. Now moving on to the next one, this is going to be level 18 plus, and it's going to be on the Murlocs. And what I really like about this farm, well for starters, it's over in Red Ridge Mountains. What I really like about this farm is that there's a bunch of mobs stacked together, and they're kind of out of the way, and not many people know about this location. The only downside is that you're not going to be actually getting pearls from these guys because they're too low level to drop the pearls, or the iridescent pearls. You don't get them from the clams from these guys. However, you do get a bunch of other stuff, a lot of really good vendorable items, a couple things you can sell on the auction house, but you will get a bunch of BOEs from doing this farm, which like with the other BOEs, you can sell them on the auction house. If they don't sell, or if they're not worth much up on the auction house, you can disenchant them, or you can just straight up vendor them for even more raw gold. You're also going to be getting the Murloc scales and the Murloc eyes. These can sell on the auction house depending on what realm and what the price is on your realm. You can sell these for a decent amount of gold, and you're going to get a bunch of them, so they do add up over time when doing this farm. But the best thing about this farm is that I did this for a decent amount of time and there's never anyone else here, so you pretty much have this whole location to yourself, and they respawn very quickly here, and there's just a bunch of them stacked together. So once you're getting a bit better at doing AOE farming, this spot is really cool because you can pull like 10-15 mobs at once. They're all melee and they're really easy to kill, so it's a very good farm to actually do, and I'd highly recommend trying this out if the other ones are full of mages. So the last and final farm is going to be level 20 plus, and this is a hyper spawn that works really well, and because they're a bit higher level, you can actually get some really good BOEs, some good blue BOEs that actually are worth a lot of gold on the auction house at the moment, because they're pretty much pre-BIS, or if not BIS, BOEs that you can actually get. So this one is located in Wetlands at this location right here. Now there's 2 camps. One camp has a major and one camp will just have melees. This is the camp with only melees, and this is a really easy farm to do, and they respawn pretty much instantly. Well, they do respawn instantly, so it's a super good hyper spawn. There's no downtime. The only downtime will be when you're getting your mana back. For an example, you can share this with a second mage. That is how quick they respawn. As you can see, they just died and they're already respawned. So you can actually share this location with a second mage. And then right to the left of me, well basically behind me at the moment, there's another camp, and it's got more than 4 mobs. It's normally got like 6 mobs, but one of the mobs that are at the camp is a caster. So what you need to do for that is you need to pretty much, well, you can CS the mob once you have CS, or you just need to pull the mobs and do the AOE on top of the caster. So this is the location where the caster actually spawns. As you can see, there's a caster right there, and you just want to basically pull all the mobs on top of the caster and then burn them down just like that. And in this clip right here, I got a ring that was worth 19 gold. Now this was pretty early on into Season of Discovery. I think it was like the second day or so. But we got a really good tanking ring, as you can see right here. And we also got this, and this was all within less than an hour, like 40 minutes, half an hour. I got 3 BOEs, blue BOEs, that were worth a lot of gold. So this one's worth 2 gold and 50 silver. And then right after this, I actually got another one, which was this right here, this mace, and this one was worth 2 gold also. But this is a really good spot because unlike the other ones, you actually get silk from this farm. And silk is worth a lot. It's one of the best cloths that we can get at the moment, so it sells for a lot of gold. However guys, that was it for the video. If you'd like to learn more about making gold in Season of Discovery, you can check out my complete Season of Discovery gold guide, which will be the first link down below in the description box. And this is going to be constantly updated through Season of Discovery, and you'll get the updated versions for free.